anything to do with Western big game.
Welcome to the Epic Outdoors Podcast, powered by Under Armour.
Hey everybody, Jason Carter, Adam Bronson, the entire Epic Outdoors crew. We got Devin, Josh, Wyatt, Logan, and we got a special guest, John Mogle. Hey buddy, how are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Well, we're doing good. We've just been cranking in the office.
Well, that's good. I guess you're making money, but it'd be better if you were out shooting stuff, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The office is when you're done with the hunting season, you kind of want to look forward to the office and about 3 days into it.
Yeah. About a week of sleeping in your own bed, and then you're thinking about where you would rather be.
Yeah.
Hunting, killing.
The only steps we get from the parking lot to the door here.
Yeah.
And we're counting every one of them.
We were at lunch today, and we had to peel him away from the window because he's like, the sun feels so good. Because you get here when it's dark. You leave when it's dark. We don't see the sun all day. We had to peel him out of the window at Costa Vida.
That's where you ate, huh?
These short days are not good, are they?
No.
They're not good, and your stepper counts, I'm sure a few of you are doing that. They're not good right now. So,
in fact, it's the shortest day of the year today, I think.
Is it?
Really? So it's only lighter from here on out.
that's the good
That's
news.
awesome.
Gain a minute and a half a day or two.
And then when is it the
Not
lightest?
quick enough.
July 20,
June 20.
June 20.
21st.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's your moon phase guy right there. He
That
tells you the
seems-
best days to hunt, doesn't he?
That seems
I don't know. He's a little bit of everything.
Whatever you need to know, I can tell you.
There
have a
was a
feeling
buck
that's
that
true.
died in Nevada last year with a crescent moon setting and a pretty sunset, wasn't there, Josh?
Yeah.
What?
Was it the
Elaborate.
Misty Fjords
Oh, that was
That
2021.
was 2 years ago.
and stuff?
Yeah, Misty Fjords buck. It's pretty awesome. Well, all right, since we're talking about killing stuff, John, you're here for one reason. We to talk rifles.
Okay.
You guys make some of the finest rifles out there. I don't know, maybe give it a slight history, whatever it is. Set the stage for what makes you guys awesome there at Fierce.
Oh, great. Thank you. The thing that sets us apart at Fierce is we build a custom grade rifle at a production rifle price. That's really what it is. I know our guns are built as good as some of the other brands that are $6,000, $7,000, but we sell them at a great price. We've got a new rifle here that we'll talk about here later, but we have guns starting just over $2,000, going up to our most expensive gun now is $3,600 in our carbon barrel titanium action. But our tolerances on our actions are as tight as anyone's. All the carbon components we build in-house, the barrel with the C3 carbon barrel. When you look at what we offer the consumer, we give a half MOA accuracy guarantee, which is really as good as it gets in the industry. Very few people do that, and we stand behind it. We do stand behind it. And
Some people say they do it,
yeah,
but maybe don't do it fully. I mean, you guys stand behind every gun.
we do. And it's been extremely hard, as you can imagine, during these COVID years with the ammo availability, because we are not in the reloading business right now because you can't get components. So we're doing it with factory ammo for the most part, which is really unheard of. But luckily, there's a lot of great factory ammos came a long way as well. And so when you put that with a good rifle, we feel confident about it. And not to say, we don't rebarrel a few guns or do whatever, but to get that to where they need to be. But we stand behind it, and so that's what we're proud of. And once again, for the price and the customer service and the product that the consumer gets, I think that's why we're doing so well.
Man,
Yeah.
it's incredible. I know these guys have killed a lot of animals with your rifles. Devin, Wyatt, Bronson. I mean, everybody's been laying stuff down with your rifles.
Yeah, I've had one for, what was the first year you started?
Yeah.
We were just talking about it. Serial number 95.
95, so way early years.
You got one
there.
of the OGs, bud.
Oh, geez, yeah. It's killed a handful of stuff, been all over with me, so it's
I
pretty.
tried to buy it from him for years. He wouldn't sell it
Which
to me.
caliber was that original?
Just the 7mm Remington.
Good old 7 mag.
Yeah.
And it shoots
Hard to beat.
everything.
Anything you feed it, it
Doesn't
goes.
matter.
Yeah, it'll do that half-inch MOA with anything I've shot out of it. So
And so
Hey,
what did
don't
you
tell
shoot?
people that. They'll all think it can do it.
What did you shoot your buck with this year?
actually, the new 6.5 PRC.
The
Yeah.
new one you got.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Sweet.
So you'd think that, Wyatt's a creature of habit. And so to make a change like that's pretty,
You can find him in the water hole.
well, yeah.
He's killable.
You don't
At
even know
9:30
what that means.
At 9:33, Wyatt would be there.
Water only.
Water
That's
only.
true.
Yes.
He doesn't hit the buck jam.
you
You can pattern Wyatt.
Buck jam gets your kidney stones. Just so
What, are we going to go down that road? What did cause the kidney stones, Wyatt? Did they ever break them down?
If you go back, probably 10 other podcasts, we've brought that up on it.
Well, we heard the
Found-
tink and
yeah.
stuff like that, but I mean,
Found the
what,
root
what
of it.
developed?
You're the only pure water drinker in the bunch.
We thought it was creatine, remember?
Oh,
That's right.
jeez, that's a
You're
lot of
That-
podcasts
when you
ago.
bulked up.
Amped up
Yeah.
base.
You're not drinking enough Diet Pepsi.
That's
Wyatt.
probably what it is.
Monsters and
quit,
Diet
quit the
Coke,
hard
dissolve
stuff.
that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like
That's
a good
all we
solvent.
drink, and we have no problems. I'm just saying.
No monsters here. So
All right. So
What model was that? Your 6.5 PRC. That's a.
it's the new, or no, it is the Edge, the CT Edge.
The
Oh.
Salty Edge.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So
Mhm.
that's both my guns are both the CT Edge.
we
Fantastic.
made a run out to the range with Wyatt, and it was unbelievable. We smashed that 840-yard
Oh
target
yeah,
like nothing.
just quick too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
took
Like
pretty
it was
short.
100
Factories
yards.
wide, or were you in reloads?
That was factory Hornady ELDXs.
After you scooped some up out from under my nose back
Yeah.
in the, like 6-8 boxes of that.
Yeah,
The
6
same
or 8
lot.
months ago when they were hard to find.
Yeah.
That's another thing we offer our customer that is unique to us. For you that have been up to my shop, we built that kind of in the middle of nowhere, so we can have that 1 mile range. Right, really, we can shoot from inside.
Yeah.
But we do our shooting schools out back. But that's the business we're in. We found some great niches. The Cabela's of the world, the big box stores to the mom and pop dealers sell our rifles, but also we make long range packages, kind of a turnkey system for the guys. Because your customers, especially the guys listening to this podcast, time's limited, right? And that's why they use you and your services, and that's why they use us on our long range packages. You go into a sporting goods store, you buy a gun, then you have to worry about buying a scope, and you have to worry about mounting the scope.
Right.
And then you have to figure out how to do this long-range shooting stuff. So then you put your scope on, then you got to get a buddy or two to come out and spot and see if you can even figure out the long-range deal. And so for us, in-house, we'll get them the scope. We cut turrets on a variety of different scopes. We truly can give them a long-range system when they get it and pull it out of the box. It's ready to go. And a lot of guys don't recommend doing this. A lot of guys get it and head out right out on a hunt and start shooting
Right.
500, 600, 700
Right.
yards. We'd like to see.
When
them
I
go
buy a car, I
practice.
want to be able to drive it
Yeah.
right off the lot. That's
Yeah.
what people are just grabbing a gun and going, hitting the field. And like you said, you need to be familiar with your gun.
Like
but
to do a test lap. At least a test lap.
Yeah.
You shoot
That's
5 rounds at the range or something. 10.
like Wyatt did. And then he goes and smashes a great buck.
Yeah, you don't know where they're shooting.
Well, it saves people time and money. I mean, I remember if there was an accuracy problem, it was always rings and bases.
Yeah, they
Wrong
just
rings, wrong screws, something not torqued. Like,
that they'd put on
and
themselves.
then they go
right?
on a $20,000 elk hunt, and that doesn't go so
Yeah,
well.
so we're not
you
talking
know?
about the fierce package. We're talking about them buying a
Yeah.
A
gun.
raw gun. And
Correct.
Putting it on.
Putting
in
it
their
on.
Yes.
garage.
Yeah, a lot of the, as you imagine with that accuracy guarantee we talked about, a lot of the guys will send in guns and say it doesn't shoot. And just like Devin said, 'cause Devin used to work at Fierce, so he knows
I
well.
fielded some of those calls.
The first thing you do is check
level.
if everything's tight and if they mounted it right. And I would say 7 out of 10 times stuff's not put on correctly or torqued to the right specs.
Oh, it might have
and-
been 8 or 9 out of 10. Who
Yeah,
knows?
probably.
You know what I mean?
But
Yeah,
70%
probably.
is pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's bad,
So that's a
Most
great
of the
service, and in today's world, service is what I think our customer is your customer, and I think those people want service,
Yeah.
right? They want time is precious in this world today, and we don't have enough of it. And so if you can get the package ready to roll, saves them time, and with the availability of ammo being so scarce, that's another problem. you have in trying to set up your own rifle and get everything dialed in. So we can help them solve their problems in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So
when you said cut turrets, like some guys want them cut to a specific elevation, whatever yardage. You're cutting a yardage turret.
we're cutting a yardage turret, yes.
Versus an MOA shooter that you don't have to do that. If that's their mode of, a lot of first timers though, they don't think that.
A lot of people like the cut turret, which elevation isn't huge unless you've got huge differences in elevation.
And it's interesting with your experience, right? I mean, your experienced long range shooters, I feel, want the MOA turret and maybe have the ballistic
like an
binos
or
that
something.
are programmed. They're savvy enough to program that and stuff, but still 9 out of 10 packages that we send out have the yardage turret.
Oh, no
and so
kidding.
what we do is that, we'll find, first off, whenever someone buys a package, and people don't realize this value, even though we guarantee the half MOA accuracy guarantee, there's only one gun that comes out of our shop with a certified target now, and that's the CT Rage, or the Edge. The Rage is now taking the place of the Edge. Mm-hmm. The Edges used to be made in Canada. Now everything's made in our shop in Utah, and we've changed the name to the CT Rage just to differentiate. But that's the only gun, if they buy just a bare gun, it comes with a certified target. Everything does not. And so when they do the package, we certify it for them. We're going to find what ammo shoots the half MOA first. So accuracy is number one when they order a package. So we'll find the half MOA accuracy. Could be, for example, the new 7 PRC. We'll shoot the 175 ELDXs or the 180 matches. It's the only 2 ammo available. And so far, either one of those is split in half, no problem. And then, so then you solve that problem, and then we chronograph it. So we find out how fast that exact bullet's going through their gun, so they're getting an exact speed, not just a guess.
Yeah.
And then we go and we find out from the consumer, what average elevation they're hunting at and temperature to try and get that a little more dialed in. And then we cut the turrets on a laser machine, and then we'll and then after we do that, we put the turret on, and then if the customer wants it zeroed at 100 or 200 yards, we'll zero it. And then we verify the cuts, right? So we'll take it out to 500 yards, 700 yards. So it's just a simple turret. It'll have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So
crank it to
those
7,
are
and
your
anything up between, it's dead on.
Yeah,
if you're
so
on
we'll,
at 7 and you're on at 0, you're there.
So we'll take it to 1,000, and that's the process. So when the guy gets it, and my guys are awesome. They're into this more than anyone I know, and they will not let a gun go out that's not good. They just won't. And, there's really not any cutting corners. Sometimes I have to fight with them a little bit because it's like, come on, this one's close enough. No, it's not. And so my guys are awesome. And so when a consumer gets their gun, they can be confident, that it's 1,000 yards, ready to go, whatever. And everyone wants to go, it seems like, at least to 1,000 yards nowadays. And the scopes and equipment has changed to do that in our industry.
I know I was pretty shocked when we went up there for those that day, and just the shop, and just the handmade custom. I was pretty blown away, honestly.
Yeah.
At the detail and the work and anyway, I was just pretty impressed.
Awesome. Thank you.
With a production type rifle, but it was custom. It's a custom rifle.
Well, how many stock? You got different stocks and.
Well, and here's the thing, too. You bring up
Colors.
stocks, and I hate to get too techie, but that's why I'm here, I guess, or you wouldn't have me on your podcast because I can't talk hunting as good as you guys. But our stock is as high-end as they come. So if you take this barreled action out of the stock, most composite stocks, what they do is they're going to do this a flat top, per se. So it's going to have the carbon look here, but the top will be a flat top. And they will go in and then they'll foam fill this whole area. And let's say they want their stock, they're building the gun for a short action steel barrel. So then the CNC will go in and cut this area for the action to sit in. It will cut the barrel channel to either a steel barrel, carbon barrel. So we make molds for each one. So as you pull this barreled action out, instead of seeing foam, you see actual carbon fiber. That's why there is no give in our stocks. They are as strong as they get. Because, yes, it is foam filled, but it's fully encased by carbon fiber, so the strength is all around that foam, and it's encased, and it's the strongest stock on the market. So once again, we're selling it at a great value to the consumer. Once again, when people ask, you have to compare this to a 6,000-7,000, and without mentioning companies' names, most of you know who they are. But honestly, in the tolerances and the actions, exact same. The way our stock's built, better. The way our barrels wound, we do our own C3 carbon barrel technology, the best. So,
Dang.
it's good stuff.
Maybe talk about that just a little bit for, basics of still barrel versus carbon. I'm sure guys that are naive to that, that's one of the initial questions they ask you, like, why should I go carbon other than aesthetics or whatever else looks cool? What do you talk them through? How do you do that?
Well, we offer both, right? We offer a twisted barrel. It is funny though. 9 out of 10 sales are carbon guns.
Yeah. No
the
kidding.
The market is
that's
just shifted completely.
When did you see that shift?
It's always been strong, but it's almost that bad now. I mean,
Really?
sell
I'm the
a
1
steel
in
barrel.
10 guy. I need a carbon barrel.
But
You're an outlier, dude.
But here's the thing, Jason.
Might be half my problem.
The steel barrels shoot as good as the carbon barrels.
Well, and that, I don't know why. They don't look as sexy to me as a steel barrel. Like, I don't know why. It's just what I grew up with,
Yeah.
right? I don't know
you got,
why.
like that more traditional look.
But you're carrying half a pound more.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So the
Here and there.
the advantages of a carbon barrel, obviously carbon fiber, when you do comparisons per weight, right? So it's 5 times lighter than steel, it's 5 times stiffer, it's 4 times stronger, all those technical things. But the biggest thing, it has what's called a zero coefficient of thermal expansion, meaning it doesn't expand.
Yeah.
Steel can grow, right?
Mhm.
It can actually
Yeah,
grow.
with
Back in my
heat.
earlier days of making carbon barrels, when we didn't kind of lock it in with the carbon fiber lock here, back in the day, when you got them hot enough, you could see the barrel grow and protrude and come away from the carbon. It's just, it's just steel grows. Carbon does not. So as your barrel heats up, it maintains its stiffness. So with that, you can argue you get more first shot accuracy, cold bore accuracy with a carbon barrel, because it's not affected if you're outside today in 10-degree weather. Your barrel's shrinking. That cold bore barrel can be a little further off than a carbon barrel, and then in the heat, the same. So,
or if you're one of those guys that takes 10 or 12 rounds to kill something, right? You have less variability.
Yep.
Who are we talking about?
I'm just saying those guys. I didn't look at
Happens
any of
to
it.
all of us.
Just Mr. Bojangles, the pile of brass, sitting there.
Melting snow right
Those
next
guys.
to you.
Melting snow. That's right. There's from shot 1 to 12, they're all more, precise.
These have a steel barrel, right? It's lined inside. Like you've got
Yeah,
a very
rifles.
thin steel. So
It's like a
how are you
number
getting it not
1.
to protrude? How are you getting it?
We do some mechanical locks, do some bumps in the steel. So as you
Okay.
lay the carbon and it's cooked and cured around there, it has some locks.
Okay.
So it doesn't
Mechanical locks
just
in
can't
there.
move.
Can't move, it overpowers it.
Yeah.
And still, doesn't cause it. You got to do it in the right way so it doesn't. Sometimes you can do that and it really foobar stuff because you're just introducing more stress.
What's
and
the way you
problems
bond
for
it?
accuracy.
Similar to a bonded bullet. Not all bonded bullets are created equal.
Yeah,
you know what I
exactly.
mean? So it's how you bond that carbon to the steel
Yeah.
liner, let's call it.
But it's amazing, as you guys probably go to SHOT showing different things. As you walk the floor this year, you're going to see, well, you already have, almost every manufacturer now has a,
Yeah.
the Weatherby's. Remington's not really around much anymore, but most manufacturers, they have Savage, every Bagara, everyone's got a carbon barrel now. So in my history, it used to we were kind of the outliners with the carbon barrels, but now it's, like I said, just become the norm.
Jeez.
Whether they're sexy or saves you a little weight, but they're cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What about picking calibers and stuff for guys? I mean, how do you talk that through with people? Because, there's the full gamut. And then, obviously, you make, I haven't added them up, 6 or 8 different guns, packages, whether it be, steel and carbon and titanium and not, and obviously long action and short action. But how do you, that's another thing. Like, what's hot, I guess, maybe that kind of tells. And there's, every year is another something else we're dealing with. But how do you walk that through with somebody? Because some people want to come out west and get a gun that's, I want a Western gun. I shoot 308s for whitetails out here, and I don't want to bring that. Where do you start with them?
Yeah, I mean, first off, just like you guys with the customer, putting them in for hunts and things, you have to qualify them what they're hunting, right? And see what, a lot of guys will, I only hunt small game, antelope, and coyotes, and so. So, for us, just to tell you what's hot is the PRCs are hot. The 6.5 has just dominated the last probably 2 years by a long shot. It's pretty much killed the Creedmoor.
Yeah.
Our Creedmoor sales are
Gone.
small,
Yeah.
very small, where they were way up there. So the 6.5 PRC, I think Hornady kind of, I don't know. I mean, that Creedmoors, there's so many rifles out there. They're going to sell a ton of ammo, but both are their calibers. So the PRC's just, a couple hundred feet per second faster, and it's a phenomenal cartridge for mid-sized game. I know that a lot of people shoot elk and stuff with them. My son likes to shoot elk with them, but for me, it's a little small for elk. But it's fantastic to shoot off the bench, just because as we get older, I'm not as tough as I used to be. The recoil's recoil's awesome.
I don't want to mouth.
Don't tell your kids that.
Yeah, don't tell your kids. I know. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hopefully
they're
show
not listening.
Don't show weakness in front of
My
them.
my kids haven't taken me up on an arm wrestle yet. I fear the day they do, but for heck's sakes, I'm not going to lose. I don't think so. There's old man strength. Yeah, there is such a thing.
Where does that kick in at?
Mass wins. Is that what you're
That's
saying?
right. It might have to.
They're at 145, 50 pounds.
35? Yeah. Ain't no 135 going to slap my arm on the table.
Oh, yeah, that boy. Yeah, we don't want to show any weakness. So the 6.5 PRCs has been by far the number one. Then it was the 300 PRC. That's a great cartridge. They've once again designed that for long range with that 212 and 225. It's got high BC. And now just because of what's out there and what's being pushed, everyone's into high BC, long range. Whether they're going to shoot long range or not, it seems like most of them want that. Yeah. And then probably third, 300 Win Mag, and then the 28 Nosler. But as you guys know now, by far dominating our sales in the last, since Hornady announced it in October, was the 7 PRC. I mean, it's just
crazy.
We have a gun builder on our website now where a customer can go in and build their gun, and they can place their 500 deposit order, and the order comes through. And so on my phone, there's 4 or 5 a night, bing, 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 and 7 PRC, 7 PRC,
Dominating.
7 PRC, just dominating. And that's a great cartridge. I took it to Africa, shot an elk. I think it's on our YouTube channel. Got a lot of heat for it on there as well, but shot an elk at 1,023 yards.
What was
out
the
of
heat from?
muscle
Just
2, you shouldn't be shooting that far.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
It was-
shouldn't be, but
That
it was an
where?
ethical kill,
That
like
was-
no problem.
one shot kill.
Yeah, yeah.
And
New
so-
Mexico, you said?
Yeah, the Muscalera shot a bull down there. Matter of fact, Hornady told me he's the first guy to shoot a bull with 7 PRC, so that's
Really?
cool.
Pretty cool.
And a leopard. Took it to Namibia and shot my leopard with it. But we've been really impressed with that cartridge. And if you look up the ballistics, I mean, you're shooting a 175, and the 180 is about the same. With a 24-inch barrel, you're getting about 3,000 feet per second in speed, and it's giving you tons of energy. If you look at 1,000 yards, your energy and your feet per second and all that stuff, it's above what most people teach is the ethical threshold for killing animals at that far. Once again,
Yeah.
I'm not advocating shooting stuff at 1,000 yards by any means,
Put
but
pounds of energy in all those arguments.
Yep.
Yeah.
But with the BC, it's probably it's giving you maybe even more foot-pounds of energy at 1,000 than a 300 rum, even maybe, or
it is, yeah.
because
You
the
bring
rum would
that
give
up
you
and I'll
another.
have to pull out my ballistic calculator when we start
Well-
getting serious. Jeez, we get technical.
He's prepared. I don't know.
Well, I wasn't, but
Have to get by all
Well,
them.
and maybe even compare it to like the 28 or the regular 7, because those are what it kind of is
I mean,
filling this void of.
For the people that know me, I'm a 300 rum guy. So, for example, a 300 rum with a 180, you can
At
write this
3,200.
down. Mine's almost 3,300 feet per second. At 1,000 yards, I'm getting 1,300, just over 1,300 foot-pounds of energy, and my speed's 1810. So let's look at my 7 PRC and see where it compares to the rum. Got my data here. So we'll look at it with the 175. And we're getting at 1,000 yards Speed, I'm getting 1942
Yeah, you're another 100 and something.
and 1465.
Yeah, you're
Wow.
100 foot-pounds more, 100 and
About
something.
100 foot per second.
I know
So-
another
and-
300 rum guy sitting around here.
I don't care what those numbers say. That 300 rum smokes.
It what? It
Smokes.
barks and bites, huh?
No, Bronson, you've got a problem with the barking and biting. I think it's off that. What did you have? You had a Browning chambered in the 300 rum, and it
No,
does.
it's fine. but
It
it's-
does hammer
I just
you.
don't hunt. I mostly hunt elk with a bow. So, and that leads to your question earlier about what do you hunt the most. I occasionally one of my kids will hunt. My boy shot one of 300 rum a year ago, but I mostly hunt elk with a bow. So, unless I hunt a moose, which I've already done, I don't hunt with a big gun much. So, I mean, that 6.5 is my little baby. Those 6.5s are fun
Yeah.
to shoot.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see the animal die in your scope most of the time. And
Isn't
I
that
like it.
awesome?
Yeah.
Where you can see
just-
your point of impact.
and you just chamber and you watch it. You don't watch it die in a 300 rum. It's like, I got to find it again. I mean, I mean, I like that. The older I get, and I don't like to put a mouth guard in before I pull the trigger on anything anymore.
And that's
Ever
why we
put a
teach
mouth
in our
guard.
long range schools,
Yeah.
you know, because if you can stay in and follow through, if you have follow through, who's the best spotter?
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
Well, and a
And
lot
if
of
you can see where your
times
bullet's hitting, you
feels-
can make a follow up
seems
shot.
like, I mean, over half at least, it feels like I'm by myself. And so and that's a big deal.
Yep.
If you can see your point of impact and it hits right over the back, you know, okay, I was
Adjust.
a little bit off. I just, aim low, don't even dial, and I kill it the second shot.
300
But-
rum, you're picking your stuff up, and
Yeah.
you're
You
coming
are.
back in your scope,
Yeah,
and you're like,
you're cranking your power back down and all that because you got to find it.
and
so
you just put it in the same spot and shoot again,
Anyway,
and
but-
miss and hitting the same
Yeah.
spot. We know the story.
I usually put it back
I
on and they're
never-
rolling down the hill.
The only problem, Jason, I've never missed with my 300 rum.
No, and that's the thing. I don't mess with the little one either, but I like shooting and I like packing them. Shorter 22, maybe 24 barrels, short action.
It's true.
They're all light and little. I call them my little kid guns, and they kill. And I mainly hunt sheep and deer and antelope stuff. I don't.
Which I
haven't
think
hunted
most
elk
of
with
us
them. I haven't
do.
shot an elk
Yeah.
with it yet, and I wouldn't. I mean, I would. Not like I think it's unethical, but I've got a bigger gun if I hunt elk with a rifle. 300 rum.
Man, that's 7. I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah,
It is impressive,
That's
and
what's
that's why.
catching people's attention right
What are
now.
you
Yeah.
getting? I mean, it's going to have some feedback too. At 3,000 foot, you're not going to. It's going to be
and
tamed down.
compared to, of course,
3,000 at the
memory
muzzle,
here,
it's going to be
the
pretty chill.
foot-pounds of energy compared to like a 28 nozzler, significantly less. I can't remember the number. I'm not prepared
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Felt recoils about like a 7 mag.
Regular
With the
seven.
PRC, the new one.
Yeah,
Just
the
similar.
new 7 PRC.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't
Are you
know.
shooting suppressed yet? Wyatt?
No, not shooting suppressed. Just
That'll
ha-
change your life.
Have your brakes on there.
What do
Yeah.
you? And I always say accuracy trumps like all these numbers. If you can't shoot accurate, it doesn't matter.
Right.
So you got to be comfortable, and like that's what
Yeah.
I've always thought with those suppressors. If that helps you in recoil and just comfort, like
Just
You
feels
know,
a little clumsy when you got it out. Like for me,
And that's the trend you're seeing now, guys, is short barrels.
yeah.
Everyone's going, and you'll see in our model lineup, it's, even in the 7 PRC, we're building them as short on our new Mountain Reaper, the folding gun. It's 20 inches, which is a little
Wow.
but everyone's wanting to suppress them now.
Thread 'em.
And it's, I jokingly say when we first started, hey, can you hear? Can you hear? It's like, none of us can hear. We're all shooters, right? But that's part of it. That suppression, not having that big bang, and I think it makes, like you said, people more comfortable. We're seeing a lot of ladies and kids really getting behind the gun. They're not back here scared of it because of the
Yeah.
boom, right?
yep.
So no, it's been cool. We're all shooting suppressed now, and it's pretty sweet. My 6.5 PRC, I went 22 inches, just because I have a titanium dead air Nomad titanium suppressor on there, and it's still pretty compact and
Wow.
just.
What
quiet.
about the 20-inch barrel? The accuracy's great. Speed's great.
Your
Like there's
speed,
no.
yeah.
What's your?
speed? So we're seeing, and that used to be a little bit of a myth. Guys would say, like back in the day,
Longer
It's
is
so
better,
weird,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's so
Longer the
this
better.
industry
Yeah.
is so weird because, once again, everything was about speed. You remember Lazzaronis and
Yeah.
who can get to 4,000 feet per second,
Yeah.
and it was all about speed kills and blah 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 blah. And now we're going like,
Just
the other
accuracy.
way. Now it's about big, heavy bullets, accuracy, ballistic coefficient. And now when you start looking at that stuff, at long range, the slower bullets outperform the speed demons, when you look at them on the ballistic calculators and all that.
If you got a good BC,
And same thing with that 26, 28. I remember building 28-inch barrels for guys, and now it's just going the opposite direction.
Yeah.
And back in those days, guys used to say, 100 feet per second per inch. Well, that's not true. It's more like we're seeing about 25.
I remember that. I remember people saying that.
You remember that?
Yeah, that's why I have a 26-inch barrel.
So,
one of my old guns.
So we got Ammon and the boys with our little.
Let's saw it off next week. Bring it in.
I don't know if that'd work too good on
chronographing them and stuff, but we're seeing 25 to 30.
Interesting.
Depending on the caliber per inch. So, you go from a 24, which a lot of the calibers are tested at 24 inches, drop down to 20, you might be 100 to 150, which is not that much.
Feet per second slower.
Not that much. And so it's interesting, but that's the trend now. Seems to be shorter, and guys are suppressing them, and man, it makes them nice and easy to pack around, right? It's almost like becoming scout rifles.
Yeah.
But still maintaining the same accuracy throughout all those.
Yep. Accuracy has not diminished. You're going to hit a point of you're just blowing out too much powder and the accuracy's gone. So there's definitely, you can go too short for sure. But the accuracy's been good, and that's why the barrel lengths we offer, we still stand behind that accuracy guarantee. So that's pretty bold.
Dang, that's a lot to think about.
Should we talk about this new little lady sitting on the table here?
Let's do it. So tell us what you've got coming out for 2023.
Okay, you got it.
Still in 2022.
Yeah, you guys are going to have the first sneak peek to your customers here of the new rifle for 2023. One of our highest selling rifle is the Rival, and the Rival's been fantastic. It was it's a 2-lug action. The Rival is a 2-lug action. And instead of like our Rage is a 3-lug action, more like a Socko 85 type, the Rival is a 2-lug, more like a Remington 700, but with the short 70-degree bolt throw. Before we start doing all that, let's check, make sure there's no bullets so no one gets scared here.
We've already checked.
The gun is safe.
We had it pointed at Logan the whole time, and we checked multiple times.
I'm just the intern. It's all right.
So the Rogue
intern live matter.
They do. And the Rival was an awesome gun. And so for those of you that have the Rival, it's got the drop down, the more not tactical, long range shooting stock. It has the big drop down, the big palm
kind of a
swell.
vertical
You got
grip.
a vertical pistol grip system. Honestly, the younger guys love the Rival. If you looked at the age group of the Rival, it's the younger crowd, right?
45 and older, like me. I don't like
45
that.
and older.
I'm the same.
I don't like the feel in my hand.
Yep.
I just don't.
Exactly.
And I know it's ergonomically how you're supposed to line up and shoot. It just doesn't feel like the guns we ever shot.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't like the feel.
And that's why our Rage was always the seller. The 3-lug action gun was such a seller for us for the 45-year-old and older because it had the traditional stock.
Smaller pistol grip.
And so the Rogue is now that we've heard the cries of our customer. We've heard the Adam Bronsons of the world that did not like that pistol grip.
Yeah.
And so the Rogue is the new stock is more of a, like when Devin first felt it, it's kind of a hybrid. Yeah. So it's got the skinnier palm swell for more of that traditional feel. So the older guys that come in and are just used to gripping their rifle like this, right?
Anyway.
Sound like it went off for a second. Kaboom.
So, it's funny at the trade shows because you can tell, the older guys come in and grab the gun like this. They wrap that thumb around there and we're like choking it to death, right?
Well, they might have.
They're going to use it
one
as
in the military, too, back in the day. And
doubled as a shovel handle.
And then you get the younger guys that come in and are into the long-range shooting, and you see them put their hand there and put their thumb over and all that stuff. So this one, you can do both. You can choke it, or you can. It has a nice, what do you call it? The shelf here to put your thumb on, thumb shelf. So if you want to shoot it more in long range shooting style, or you want to go more traditional. It feels great either
Just call
way.
it proper versus not proper.
When I feel like when you're shooting prone, that's what I do. I feel like I would use that more. But when you're like offhanded something,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It
Yep.
offers both ways.
And what's also cool about this is you can slide your hand up and down the grip area and get it to fit you, meaning a lot of those vertical pistol grips, you put
There's
your hand
one
in there and it's
spot.
kind of, there's the spot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
This one, so like I was telling you guys earlier, for the guys with big fat hands that come in and like, I can't reach the trigger, well, just slide on up a little. Slide up the grip a little, and you're going to get to where you need to be. You can hold back here if you're a big tall guy with long fingers, or if you need to crawl up a little more, it still feels great. So that's why this is an awesome gun, and the great thing about this gun is the price. So it's coming in super light. We've changed up a few things to get them a little lighter weight, so this is the Rogue. This is the new Rogue model coming out 2023, and what's so beautiful about this gun is it's $21.99 retail. So it's just stupid affordable.
And that's with a carbon barrel.
Yeah, we're not doing a steel barrel on
Only
this
carbon.
one.
Yeah.
Carbon barrel, and then we're doing a CT version that's $25.99 with a titanium action, and just super light. I mean, I think we built one up in a 18 or 20 inch barrel. It was 5.3 pounds, super light, and still shot.
That's awesome.
It was crazy. This one comes with a 3/4 MOA accuracy guarantee. But, as we're getting bigger, we're getting into those economies of scale where we're able to make things a little more affordable, and we want to pass that on to the consumer. We want them feeling a fierce rifle and being confident going into the field. We want to help solve their problems of becoming a better shooter and hunter, and when that once-in-a-lifetime animal comes up, they feel confident that they can take it. And now, really, not saying everyone can afford this because they can't, but if you save your money a little bit, you could.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In that price point. So
Out-of-the-box rifles have gone up in price, too. You know what I mean?
they really have
I
a
mean,
lot.
it's crazy. So this isn't that far off.
No. And so, yeah, we're excited about it, and we've been hitting the dealers up, and they're excited about it, and the size of the orders coming in, we're excited and nervous at the same time, but we're geared up to make a lot of
Gonna
these.
have to get to work.
Yeah. Yep.
We need to make some orders.
But I mean,
we're a dealer. Let's order. I'm gonna order something.
Let's get you to.
I was gonna go to 300 rum just to rile y'all. but
Speaking
I
of
probably
that,
won't.
what calibers are going to be offered in it?
not the 300 ROM.
Oh yeah,
You're not offering the 300?
PRC.
Yeah, trying to keep the
The
price.
7 you can't reload yet, right? Can you?
Yeah, we've got dies and
PRC.
brass and
Do you?
everything. Yeah.
Do you?
But it'll be a little tough at
Yeah.
first, but we're seeing we've got pallets of ammo, so it's good. Most of the guys that are buying the gun, we're selling them 1 to 2 boxes of ammo just because it is trouble. But to keep the price down on this gun, we had to limit the offerings. If you want everything under the sun, go to a Rival or a Rage. We offer all kinds of color patterns and calibers, but this one only comes in 22 Creedmoor, which we didn't have that originally, but it is crazy how many 22 Creedmoors we're selling right now. Funny, isn't it? That
Who's
caliber.
doing it? Just Predator?
Predator guys, yeah. 22 Creedmoor. I can't even remember. 6.5 Creedmoor, 6.5 PRC, 7 PRC, 7 Rim Mag, 300 Win Mag, 300 PRC. So there's like 7 calibers. And then just 2 color combos. Cabela's has an exclusive. They're getting what we call the Urban with the tan and black and the black receiver. So they'll have the exclusive on that color combo. And then this one's the Forest we changed up the green a little bit. And then we have our most popular, the Phantom, which is the gray and black. And
What's the epic color going to be?
I mean,
we always want to be special.
come on, I mean,
Lime
I'll
green
tell
or-
you,
Bronson, what kind do you like? Let's do something.
You know, I like orange.
No, that's sorry. Let's
Bronco
vote. Let's vote right
orange.
now. I don't know. Anyway.
But when you look at that gun, it just screams high end, doesn't it? And when you,
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
you
Josh, did you hear that? With a little, Josh has got a little slobber he's got to wipe off. Well,
think
Josh
he
is ready. He's been trying to buy a gun. I don't know what the
I
problem
think Carter needs a PRC. Go smaller for a change. Try it. You might never go back.
Well, and the one thing too I didn't
What?
mention.
How small do I have to go
6'5".
to make everybody
No,
happy?
I'm not
I
talking
saw
22
that.
Did you see
Creedmoor.
how-
6'5",
Yeah.
6'5" PRC.
That's nice.
I'd have to buy a box of bullets off each
Recessed
of you.
rail like that.
I'd spare
These
one.
guys have bought Cedar out, St. George out.
I'm good until
Mogle,
the next
Mogle, you'd have my back. I could grab some ammo out of the shop.
Yeah, we'd take care of
until
you.
the next Democrat gets elected. I'm good.
Let me tell you about
Then the frenzy starts over. Yeah.
So true.
one change too on this one. So we've got the built-in bipod rail, and we slid this one on. This is the only model of our guns that has it. We slid it up to the front. Just most bipods clip on this way,
Yeah.
but there's like the hatches and some
Yeah.
of those others that have to slide
Yeah.
from the
yeah,
front.
from
So
the
now
end.
That's what we dealt with.
You
So
don't have
now
the
this
stock in
takes
the
it.
way.
We were, yeah.
And then of course we got the, the
If you
quick
want that.
detach flush cups. I mean that's just the way to go. The old slings just they're not so good.
Jeez.
So it's got all the cool new stuff.
Jeez.
So yeah.
I'm thinking somebody needs to kill something in flannel with a wood stock.
Do you
An
make
aught
any wood
six,
stock
an
guns,
aught
John?
6. You do? You shotguns?
We have a batch. We have a batch of rifles coming actually.
Come on.
Wow, Carter, get your name on one. He's asking for it. We heard
These
it
guys
on
are
the mic.
dying.
Hey, the old Safari Club guys, which you could fall in that category. I mean, we can get you.
Yeah, get him some.
Bronson's already
Monte
dated us.
Carlo.
You're
Bronson's
supposed to
already
say-
dated us about the stock.
What
which
grade
is
of wood
true.
we talking?
It's
2x4
high grade.
ash.
Is that what we talking? What grade we talking?
Say it. What
3 to
grade we
4.
talking?
Ooh,
What's that
Yeah.
mean? Is that like
Grain tightness.
that's pretty cool.
What does it mean?
Yeah.
what's
ahead,
a two?
what
What's
does
a
it mean?
2x4?
He's the
grade?
pro.
What does it mean? Give us the wood grade.
The wood grains.
grade.
So with Rosini shotguns, we start out at a 1.5. The cheapest guns 1.5. The most expensive we go up to a 5 or an exhibition.
And what is that? Just the.
So it's the grain and so you see the dark
Yeah.
and the real like a number 1.5 looks like this right here, right? It looks like
Yeah, like
You're
Not that-
like
you're
our old
saying-
870s. A 2x4, yeah.
yeah, 2x4, and then as you go up in
You don't like our
quality,
coaster? You think our coasters suck?
I think they're.
I thought
bad
they were.
ass.
I'd grade
they were
that.
high grade.
Yeah.
I thought this
could.
was amazing wood right here.
But the more grain, color, and all that, the
Goes up.
ranking goes up.
I mean, it's kind of like a steak. You get into marbling and
Yeah,
all
okay.
kinds of
That, I relate to
stuff.
that.
Diamonds.
Carter, I think you need a number 5 and some kind of ironwood pulled out of the Sonora Desert, something like that.
In
and
a
have it
7?
whittled something up. Whatever, 7 PRC,
that would fit you.
and then a flannel shirt.
And
Do
the
it.
cowboy hat.
Flannel shirt.
Cowboy hat that's got a sweat ring around it and dust stuck to it.
Hey, life changes fast.
Hey, as long as you're behind a 240, it don't matter, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, 300 rum. Every one of my kids have 300 rum. I have 3 or 4 of them. Like that was the caliber. You know what I mean?
still have one with a thumb hole stock and there's Swarovski
And
Z8
you guys-
eye on it.
You guys are acting like I got a 270. Jeez.
Or 30-06. It'll be like the 06 here in 5 more years.
Killed some big stuff with those 300 rums. I'm just saying.
Hey, I'll tell you though, look at those ballistic charts at 400 to 600 yards, and it's really hard to beat it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
And
I
that's
get
where
it.
90% of the shots, or 95 are all coming from.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
we're
So
just-
you're still okay.
We like to tease. We just want Connor to do something.
Well,
different.
and there's something to be said for exactly what Adam was talking about is those lighter calibers. Generally, you can continue to watch the animal, and a lot of it is just that they just like that light little cartridge, and it did fine, and may not have been exactly perfectly by the book. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying.
You mean a 45
What was your
Rainbow?
first? What was your first gun? What caliber?
243.
Really?
Yeah. Shot my first year with a 243.
And who even shoots a 243
Remington
anymore?
Model 700.
Europeans.
Do they?
Yeah, we have some European distributors, and they order 243s.
No kid. And you sell them? I mean, you,
308.
And it's like, well, who even makes those reamers anymore?
Yeah.
How are we going to do
Yeah,
that?
those
Is
are
the ammo
valid
even
question.
made anymore? But
I don't
know.
We built.
Yeah,
Those
true.
are
No, I
valid
started my
questions.
kids on 22 250s. You know, and
I love a 22.
where Jason starts his kids on 300 ultras.
Ashley's shooting a 300 ultra, but I tame it down to 3100, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
Brakes and
Yeah,
I can't argue
Brakes
against a
and
300 ultra.
earplugs, and I got kids
Football
that can't even
helmets.
hear. I got better hearing than some of my young kids, and it ticks me off. They don't want to wear hearing protection, shooting pistols and just stuff out shooting clay
Like
pigeons.
we
I'm like,
were.
dude, like wear some hearing protection. You can't make them, and
They're tougher than the
They-
noise, like I was at that age.
wait till they hit 40. Yeah. Then it's gone.
And you know what's crazy is one of my ears, I cannot hear birds chirp or a gobble or an elk bugle.
Or
And-
your wife asks you to do things.
That's right.
Okay,
Sorry, you got my bad side, honey. What was that?
and that's happening. She asked her. It's because I'll lay in bed on one side and I'll be like, all right, hold on. I got to lift my head up and listen. And so anyway, but the minute you don't hear a bird chirp, yeah, it's a sad day. You're kind of like, geez, I better take care of my one good ear.
That's true.
Right? It's true. It's true.
It's true.
You
I
think-
had Ray at Sport Ear because they do hearing aids too. I got my first hearing aid for the bad
No
ear, for the
kidding.
left ear.
No
Wow.
kidding.
You'll hear that bird again and you'll go, wow. Just don't tell your
Pretty
wife
bird.
about
I
it.
mean, it makes you feel like a nature lover.
I mean,
I don't know.
I
but-
hit 50, so I always told myself when I hit 50, I can get a hearing aid
Yeah.
in my left ear.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but
Yeah.
tell your kids, do they want to be like John Mogle and have a hearing aid in their left ear at 50 and get some hearing protection on?
Is that who you want to be? Is John Mogle when you grow up?
They might. How many guns does John own?
It's true.
Well, right now he has 4,000.
I know
in the
I'd
shop.
like to be.
Well, we're gonna have to make some orders. We're a dealer too, So I don't know. I mean,
Carter, lead us off.
Can we start writing on the
Well,
paper?
Well,
we got some in
ready. I
stock.
think he's ready too.
we got some in stock, but I'm not sure now. You guys about had me sold last night.
And
Glad I
before you
waited.
write that order, let me tell you about the Rival. So the Rival, real quick, you're probably running out of time, but the Rival,
Good.
we didn't want, because it's tough for a company when you come out with a gun that's more affordable, because that you're getting close to that 2,000 price point. It's like how we're going to kill our OG, our Rival, which has been
Right.
such a stellar gun. No
Right.
one's going to buy it. It's $26.99.
Right.
Even though it has a half MOA accuracy guarantee, and this one's 3/4. So what we did to the Rivals are now their same price, $26.99, but every one of them now comes with an adjustable cheek piece, which people think that's heavy. It adds 1 ounce to the weight. So every Rival will have an adjustable cheek piece and a detachable box mag.
Oh, I like
so
that.
the Rival is going to be sweet for the Rival lovers up there. It got a big facelift and once again is a ton of gun for what it is. So
Yeah.
you might want to order some new Rivals too. It's called the Rival XP next year. So
Oh, so that's another announcement.
Another SKU.
that's another announcement. You're getting all the good stuff early here.
Rival XP, did you say?
Yep.
Did you have to buy that name off of Polaris? Didn't Polaris have XP, extra power or something like that?
Ours is
Carter?
extra performance,
Oh.
so we're different.
all right. Polaris ain't in guns anyway, so whatever. All right, so the Rival XP.
Yeah.
Nice.
You got decisions to make, Carter.
No, I'm going to buy one of every kind.
Attaboy. And
So
one
may-
for all the kids. And
No.
White
No, the kids are
White's
done.
got to add to his collection.
Yeah. Never can have too many, but just maybe walk us through just kind of all your different. You start at the Rival.
So now our baseline gun's the Rogue.
This
Rogue,
one.
So
okay.
the
So this will
Rogue-
be the baseline.
Yeah, this will be the baseline gun. We have a lot of new guns next year. And then in this gun, there's going to be the mini Rogue. So what the mini Rogue is it's this gun. It comes with a 12 3/4 length of pull for your kids and ladies. And then for youth and ladies, as we teach these shooting schools, what really becomes a problem for ladies, women, and kids is a good cheek weld. They're holding guns. Their face isn't even on the stock, or they're leaning way back because
So
it doesn't
frustrating.
fit them.
It drives me crazy.
So we come out with
Hurry, get on that gun. Get on that gun.
Exactly. So we come out with a mini Rogue, which even has shorter barrels, and then it comes with 12 3/4 length of pole, and then an adjustable cheek piece will be standard in it, and they're around $25.50 retail. So that's the Rogue line, new for next year, and then
So
it
the
goes
mini
to
will
the
be a
Rival.
little. The mini will be a little bit more.
Yeah, a little more money because it's got
Yeah.
more features, and then it comes with 2 spacer systems, 1/4-inch spacer systems. So, say for example, you buy it for your son or whoever, 12 3/4 might fit them great, but obviously they grow quick, so you can add the spacers as they grow. So
Oh, no
it'll
kidding.
continue to fit them. Yep. So
That's
up to
that's
13
awesome.
1/4.
Yeah.
So that it's going to be sweet because we get a lot of. You wouldn't believe it, but you get a lot of. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh,
you're a good dad, and good dads want to buy their kids
I am a
good
dad.
guns.
My kids have way too many guns.
Well, you don't want problems. You want their guns to kill stuff like yours do. You don't want to say, well, I'll just get them a basic gun and throw a scope on it because they're a kid. Because you still want it to be good. But anyway, so then you go to the Rivals, like
so
you
then
said.
we go to the Rival. We got the new XP on that version, and it has a big array of calibers, big array of color schemes, and then You get into what we consider our premium gun, our highest end gun, which is the Rage, the 3-lug, more like a Socko 85 action. Just smooth as butter, that action. That's what Wyatt shoots, that action, which is smooth as butter. It's got the 3-position safety, and that's the Rage, and that's the little more money. That goes up to, a little more money. Our CT version goes up to $3,500, which when you compare it, it's a great price. And then we get into our compact guns, our chassis guns, the new Mountain Reapers. And we just announced that in November, and that's selling really well.
That's the folding stock.
And those are also, for older guys, I'm lumping myself into that category. They're harder for me to wrap my head around because they're not anything we've...
I want a 2-position safety.
Yeah, well, and it just
Tell
feels
me.
like... I want,
Hey.
When they
You
first
just said
saw,
you
when he
lost
first
me at
saw
3.
the 3-position safety, he's like, "What's this?"
This is stupid. Like I'm gonna be shooting at something and be like, that 3-position safety's cost me a 200 inch. Going through my mind. So tell me, there's not that big a deal, right? It's not that big a deal.
It's still front and back, front and back.
Front and back. I like
still
the
front and back. It just has an extra button. On the Rage, when you put it on safe, the bolt actually locks. So for a guy like...
So when you put it on safe and want to open the bolt,
So for the guy... You've hunted Alaska.
Right.
When you go hunting that thick alders, I mean, how many times have you taken your rifle off your shoulder and your bolt's open? And you had a bullet in there and you've lost a bullet, right? Because the alders grab it. The Rage, when you put it on safe, the bolt locks, so it cannot open. You have to... If you want... You can take it off safe and it opens fine, but if you want to keep it on safe... While the bullet's in the chamber and unload your gun, you hit that little button, extract it, and the hammer still blocks. So it's just an extra safety feature. Most guns, when you take them off, when it locks the bolt, you have to take them off safety to open them. So, but it's still front and back.
Yeah, I can see old guys just, anyway.
So
old
there's
guys like me.
There's some advantages to that 3-position safety, but to some people, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much do those Mountain Reapers weigh?
With the 18-inch barrel, they'll get down to 5.8. So for a chassis system, stupid light. And the chassis, like you said, hard to wrap your hands around. That's been extremely popular. Once again, got to think about the shooters coming up. What did those shooters do? They played video games.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So those chassis-looking guns just look cool.
I know it does.
And to an old guy, go ahead.
This is like
going back to the wood. It was hard to go from.
Like a military
it was hard to
guy
leave
just
the wood.
Spray and pray and hope you hit something is what you think in your head. But I know that's not true with them. But it's just like I want my bolt gun that is going to snipe and kill something.
You know what's funny about that is I got a call the other day. A guy wanted one, and you know why? Because his exact gun he has in his game.
In whatever game it was. Yeah. He wanted one. He ordered it.
Come on.
Call of Duty or something. Yeah, that's what he uses.
Yeah. No, and that's a big part of it. But
you're so ingrained from your video game that it dictates all your rifle purchases from then on.
Now you got the real deal, dude.
You've got a problem.
Hey,
you got the real deal.
But it's true. And so those chassis guns kind of give that AR look. Yeah. But the problem with the chassis is they've been so beefy and big and impractical to hunt with, right? Yeah. We're just a bench gun. So now you're starting to see the chassis systems get lighter and the chassis system, because it's all aluminum, or on our Mountain chassis, it's magnesium, so it's super light. But it's such a solid frame that everything's bolting into. They're super accurate, even the Mountain Reaper on that magnesium frame. So looks cool, shoots good.
It's just like Adam's saying, though. They look heavily mechanical, lots of iron and steel and components.
But it's essentially the same.
It's the same
bolted
idea.
Action.
Yeah.
So that's our lineup. We do offer for those that don't know an AR-15. It's called the Sidewinder. And once again, I changed that just because I'm not a big tactical guy. For those that are great, but our AR-15 isn't a tactical. I did away with the rear charging handle just because I don't know if you guys have shot them before. When you put a scope on it, I mean, if you're in your scope and you forget to lock one in, you got to take your face off the scope, charge it. Ours is just like a bolt gun. We got a little side. You just side charge it, and then we did away with forward assist. We're not going to war with our guns. Yeah, more for coyote hunters.
Yeah.
You know,
they want to have.
So you just boom, 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 and so our AR-15s, and we have a Sidewinder in an F10s in 308 65 Creedmoor. Honestly, they outsell the 15s. A a lot of guys like those, so it's cool. So that's kind of our line, and a muzzleloader, which we haven't. That's probably a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, it is.
Then
Yeah.
you also
Are you coming out with that in 2023 that's sellable? I know
The
you've been
muzzleloader.
playing with it a little bit.
You know, in the muzzleloader, we've struggled with ignition systems, right? We came out with the ultimate muzzleloader was kind of the muzzleloader,
Yeah.
I don't know,
10,
5, 10 years
yeah,
ago.
Yeah.
So when we first come out with the muzzleloader 4 or 5 years ago, we kind of used that ultimate muzzleloader ignition system, and then what happened, Remington went under. And the reason we did that, you could go into usually any store and buy the brass for your ignition system. Then Remington went under, and they were non-existent. So we're like, okay, this isn't working. So we changed the ignition system, didn't like it, and now we've changed it again, and we love it. We're using the Arrowhead ignition system. The guys are getting out 600 yards accurate, which is stupid with the muzzle. Now, and this is not smokeless powder. This is the Huntable Blackhorn 209 stuff. And my son Gage, that guides for Doyle, he's had 2 clients shoot elk, one at 500, one at 600, and he got complete pass-throughs at 500, which on the shoulder.
Wow.
So I'm
cool
using a gun with the Arrowhead ignition system. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, we're ringing the dong at 725, but it's unbelievably accurate. But you do, when you start running your ballistics on the calculator, I mean, they're falling off
They
pretty
drop
heavy.
off the face of the earth. But
At some point, they're going to be a rock bouncing off the side of them. You know what I mean?
So we've got that figured out, and next year we're going to have some muzzleloaders to sell.
That are awesome.
Yeah, that are awesome.
No
They've
kidding.
always been awesome. They're just going to be more awesome.
always busy, always thinking.
Yeah.
So tell us a little. I know you're scoping them out. Like, you got a Conquest V6. I've seen your guns have the V4. Some guys probably request it, but are you finding a difference between the V6, V4, or any lineup that you specifically like?
We have a great relationship with Zeiss. You know, it's funny. I just had the Swarovski guys at our office last week, kind of saying, "Hey, how can we
Work together,
get up
Right.
to the times?" It's like,
right?
I mean, anyhow, Zeiss has been good. Their scopes, the V6 has the glass from
The glass,
from Germany. It's better glass.
But
than the
you're finding
V4s.
good accuracy on either lineup.
Yeah, and we'll put whatever scope the customer wants. We push and sell a ton of Zeiss, but we do a Leupold.
Right.
Another scope that's coming on strong, and I think is going to be big next year, is the Night Force NX8, that little 2.5 by 20. Guys are loving that in either the first or second focal plane. So they've got a, you know, in both focal planes. For some people like the first, some people like the second, some people don't like the reticle to grow, and blah blah blah.
Right.
Blah. So there's argument, but yeah, whatever the customer wants, we'll usually put it on, except some stuff.
All right. Well, good
You
enough.
bring something from your childhood and ask him to put it on car. He might draw a line.
Simmons straight 8. You don't like
Tasco.
Fix 4 Leupold VX1.
That's it. Is that what you had?
Well, yeah.
Mine was a
270
Simmons
with the
straight
fixed
8. I don't know why he did a freaking
first gun.
solid 8 power.
Redfield.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Redfield,
No Redfields.
Widefield. My dad had those on a couple
Oh, yeah. It
rifles.
looks like a
at the-
TV screen.
Yeah, exactly.
like that.
Yeah.
My dad had one of
Yeah,
those
they
too.
were- they
I thought
were
it was a cool
Round,
thing.
they were kind of, like a TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They were.
Your eye box was like looking
Weird.
in your TV.
Yep. That's right.
You're comfortable.
I missed a lot of stuff with that
The
scope.
gamers nowadays would love
That's it.
that.
I missed a lot of stuff.
I mean, you talk about warming up some barrels.
Oh, we wore out barrels, didn't even know it.
Well,
All right.
talking guns, I've got voids probably I need to fill after talking today.
It's
with John.
addicting.
There's some
Yeah.
gaps.
What about a Predator gun, like you talked about the 22 Creedmoor or a 22-250? I mean, is there a model you'd go with, or do you have a different model for that? Or
Yeah, so the rivals we do in the 22-250 or the 22 Creedmoor. And like I said, I really don't. The Creedmoor just came out of nowhere last year and was our #1 Predator gun by not even close. It's just fast, and it's a barrel burner though. But
Yeah.
hey, whatever, people are liking it, so we give them what they like. I'm a 22-250 guy myself. But But so if you want a varmint gun, that would be in the rival in those calibers. And like I said, the Rogue, we had a lot of guys asking, saying, hey, you forgot the 22 Creedmoor in your caliber lineup, so we just added that yesterday. So
what if can we do a special request?
What? You ordered
300 rum and a 22-250,
220 Swift?
maybe 270.
The only 2 calibers you need.
Wildcat.
It killed everything. All right. Well, good stuff.
So then one product we haven't hit on yet, your shotguns.
Yeah, the semi-autos.
Yes.
We came out with the Mayhem shotgun, and that was a partnership with an overseas company. One of those things. My son Gage is a huge waterfowler. I mean, the guy's stupid about it.
And he killed a giant buck this last year.
And he
What
killed a
does he
giant
not
buck.
do?
He's crazy, but he loves hunting birds, and so we've always, liked the semi-autos and like the Beretta and Benellis, and so we wanted to dabble in the semi-auto market a little bit. That's why we teamed up with. We don't make those. We teamed up with a partner and kind of gave them our design, and they made the Mayhem for us. Obviously, at the price point, doesn't really. $800, $795, but they're a great inertia-driven gun, and so I wanted to test that market to see if we wanted to make our own high-end shotgun.
And that might be it. Yeah, shotguns. That was the last one we didn't bring up. So
My other company, Resini USA, so we're the distributor for Resini, which for people that their factory's right next to Beretta in Italy, and we do over, under, and side-by-side shotguns, sporting guns, different things like that. So that's another thing we do under Fierce Products. This is Fierce Firearms. We have a separate company called Fierce Products, and those guns are phenomenal. The nice wood, the different grades of wood.
Yeah.
And we've got to the point now, which is fantastic. We sell more than they can make, so that's a good position to be in. But the brand, COVID really helped us with that because the big boys, Beretta and Browning, really struggled on delivering. So the little guys kind of crept in, and we grabbed a lot of market share with Resini. And it's cool, though. I mean, it is, you got these guns that you go, I love to upland hunt and have some dogs and different things and hunt pheasants and go hike the hills for, free-range chuckers, and that's a workout, and do that thing. But also we sponsor and follow, a lot of these Olympic shooters that go shoot the sporting clays and trap and skeet, and that is amazing to me because to be able to hit every clay, can you imagine to watch those guys and the discipline and the focus, it's unreal. And so those are the type of guns the Resini side is, and that's been phenomenal. But yeah, it's cool stuff. The whole shooting sport's just
those
awesome.
sporting clay guns they're designed to take think how many times they shoot them in a year.
Yeah.
Dude, some of those
It's
guys
incredible.
Blow your mind.
Yeah.
How many
Tens of
rounds they're
thousands.
putting.
Then
Tens
the
of
hunting
thousands.
guns, you can tell them geek out on wood. But really,
Yeah, hundreds of
They
thousands.
are-
So those guns are made to shoot hundreds of thousands of rounds.
Jeez.
Can you imagine that?
No.
workhorse guns.
If you think you're deaf now.
Oh, yeah. You
I
better
know I
wear
am.
something.
Turn up my mic.
Yeah. But that's cool stuff, too. So, so thanks for asking about the shotguns. They are doing really well, and just an awesome brand. And they're beautiful, It's kind of like Christmas to me, opening up some of those higher-end guns and seeing you're old.
Coaster class
you're old,
wood.
so I
Coaster
can
class
say this
wood.
to you, and maybe Adam.
Government.
Did your sisters get cedar chests for Christmas back in the day?
Oh.
Can you remember that
absolute-
smell?
Oh, I loved
yeah.
it.
I mean, you
It's a big
go to
deal. Cedar
Christmas
chests
and they
were-
got a cedar chest, and you're like,
I don't know
oh,
that. Do
smell
girls
just
get
like
cedar
burned
chests
in
nowadays?
your-
Do they get cedar chests
I don't
nowadays?
even know what
No.
the hell that is.
No.
It's still like diamonds. I don't know.
But to me, when I open up those shotguns, it reminds me of when my sisters got a cedar chest and that looking at the wood and the smell and you get a shipment of guns that come from Italy and you get those grade 4 or 5 wood and you open it up and you look in the engraving and that smell, it's just like, dang, sweet. Brings back childhood memories.
We're going to need to get Mogle a cedar chest. I have a feeling he was jealous of his sisters.
Yeah, maybe get him a smaller one like you get the jewelry ones, but I don't know.
That's
I
right.
made one in
Hey.
wood shop.
Did you?
I have to say, I have opened those gun cases, and they do have a.
Good aroma.
It's crazy. I don't know if it's got to be just the varnish or the.
Probably.
And you just look at them, and every single gun is different.
Yeah.
That's the cool
That's
part.
really cool. You kind of, I guess if you worked there and you saw a
Yeah,
good,
stop
good one,
on-
you picked one.
There
It
were
has
some
a
secret piles sometimes in the inventory.
different
Maybe.
swirls.
We might have, when you get a new pallet in, we might have to come over.
I was going to say, Dev, I mean, next time we get a shipment in, you can stop by and just smack
Crack
Just
the
open
crate.
some.
Just crack the crate.
You can Joe Biden them, bud.
It's true.
Take a whiff. Oh, Devin.
Good times.
Our
Sniffer.
Biden sniffer. I like it.
Well,
Pistols, are you going down that road at all ever or no?
Maybe.
No kidding. Is that 2024? We can announce that right now?
Yeah, we were shooting. We were shooting for some cool pistol stuff shot show this year, but it got the back burner for this gun. But yeah. I think keep your eyes open.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe a 10mm bear pistol or something.
You are old.
I don't
You're
know.
going LR Grizzly on us now.
I don't know.
I mean, geez.
What are we going to do? What, the 9?
No.
Maybe we'll do a Python.
Yeah, all right. I took
desert-
my 9 off earlier.
Yeah, thanks. We feel better when that's not pointed at us. In the
I don't
podcast.
point it at you.
It's a fun industry, just like you guys. I mean, you probably feel like you're in the dream industry. You get to talk hunting and stuff all day, and that's kind of how I feel being in the gun industry. We get to talk a lot of hunting and build guns that we want to hunt with, right? And so,
Pretty awesome.
It's a dream. It's an awesome field, and we love it. We're passionate about it, and so I think that's what helps us bring out some cool stuff.
Yeah, no question. Wyatt, you got anything else?
I think I'm
You
good.
brought out a couple of good points there. Josh,
I'm good.
you still there at the sewer ponds?
He's
Clipping the wire.
he's going to put his order in. I can see
Yeah.
him.
Oh, yeah.
His-
I've
Well,
already
his
decided.
Are you?
turn.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Come on.
That's what he said
This
yesterday.
is disrupt. He was dead set until this baby got laid on the counter. I think.
I think so too.
Yeah. So he's got now
Yeah.
decisions.
I don't know if I can divulge that on a hot mic. I have to be.
Oh yeah, your wife
Oh,
listens to the
Oh
podcast.
yeah, that's right.
you got women and children
I'm gonna get
listen.
Yeah,
one for
'cause she-
her first.
Because she already heard the price points a minute ago.
There's the
from
small
John.
length of pole.
She needs-
There's
she
no
needs a
excuse
youth
now.
She needs a hunting vehicle. She needs another gun.
Yeah.
Good
Well,
stuff.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by, John. I know it's here we're Christmas time, New Year's time, and everybody's busy, but it's good to go through what you got on tap for the future, but also what's hot right now. So we appreciate your time stopping with us. Your knowledge kind of spills over pretty obvious. So yeah, thanks for taking time with us today.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
You
So
bet. We
appreciate the partnership with Epic. Hopefully we can, hopefully you'll let us advertise on your pages and you'll take our money and we can, show
We'll
people
take your
the gun.
money, but we want some epic colors. What a color schematic.
Yeah.
All right. It's all good. Well, we appreciate you.
You bet. Yep, thanks for having me.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to our podcast and being a supporter of Epic Outdoors. We just wanted to remind you that we are an official dealer for Fierce Arms. So if you're looking at getting a rifle and have any questions, feel free to give us a call. Devin, we got any in stock?
Yeah, we got a couple. Chances are there's a caliber that somebody's going to want, too. We kind of cherry-picked those. We know the Fierce guy's pretty good. I used to actually work there, so we have the luxury of going up and grabbing some ourselves. But yeah, give us a call. We know the rifles well. We can help you with caliber choice, model. There is several different models, as you heard in the episode. So yeah, anything you need, give us a call.
A lot of what we do is we'll stock the models and calibers that we like and that we would use. And so we've actually got a lot of those in stock, and if we don't have it in stock, we can get it quickly. But a lot of times we've got what you need, and we can get it out even same day sometimes.
Yeah, and they usually carry a pretty good inventory. So I can call those guys and say, hey, do you have this, and it might check all the boxes for you, and we'll have it here in 2 days.
Yeah. So if you want to order or just have questions, want to talk about guns, give us a call, 435-263-0777.